Hi, I'm Jeff from New York. Please like and subscribe.
Young Billionaire, Season 2, Episode 36. Who is your pet dog?
Why aren't you lying down?
Alvin asked mockingly as he looked at Jeff.
This is your chance to live. I'm not sure that you fully understand the consequences if you don't do what I tell you. I might decide to kill you. If you lie on the ground like a dog, it might save your life.
That's right. It's better to be a dog and live,
said one of lackeys.
Haha, only humans stand upright. Dogs lie on the ground. If you want to live, then you have to be a dog,
laughed another.
Quickly, get on the floor. Your master is waiting for you to obey.
Jeff clenched his fists tightly and hissed.
Alvin, I'm warning you, you're playing with fire.
He had never been as angry as he was now, but these men had Ariel and Haley, and the lives of Kyle's and his men were also in his hands. He had to restrain himself.
Damn it, do you want to die?
Shouted Alvin.
Go on, kill him,
said one of his men.
Go on, you pitiful dog,
shouted another. Alvin raised his hand and silenced the crowd.
I guess he has guts since he's here. He's our guest. So we won't make things too difficult for him yet,
Alvin said with a smile. His gaze suddenly turned toward Ariel, who shuddered. Alvin said to Jeff.
So you came back for Ariel. Sorry, but you're too late. She's already agreed to be my woman. It seems like you honor for yourself. So I guess I'll need to convince you that she's already mine.
He grabbed Ariel's wrist.
Don't.
She said fearfully, but she had no chance of stopping Alvin as he pulled her to him.
Mom, let go of my mom!
Haley screamed. She had been captured by two of the Shadow Reaper's subordinates.
Alvin, I'm warning you, if you dare to touch single hair on her head, I will take your life.
Jeff said angrily.
Haha, what's wrong with you? I've already beaten your bodyguard Kyle, and now you think you can beat me on your own. Haha, who else are you going to find in New York to protect you?
Alvin laughed arrogantly.
Come on, sweetheart.
He grabbed Ariel's arm and moved closer to her. Jeff could no longer suppress his temper and rushed toward Alvin, shouting,
Bastard, let her go.
He knew full well that if he wasn't careful, the people from the Shadow Reapers would probably kill him. However, when he saw Ariel being publicly humiliated like this, he couldn't control himself.
Jeff, stop.
Cried Ariel. She no longer cared what happened to her, but she didn't want Jeff to be hurt or killed because of her. He was stopped by the people from the Shadow Reapers.
Don't hit him. I want him to watch me getting it on with his woman. That's much more fun than hitting him,
Alvin said to the subordinates who grabbed Jeff.
Okay,
they replied, holding Jeff down in front of him.
Are you ready for me?
Alvin asked, and his gaze shifted to Ariel. He rubbed her lips gently with his finger. Jeff was almost bursting with anger. Alvin sneered at him and thought,
Once he's suffered a bit more, I'll finish him off.
He went to kiss Ariel, and as he leaned forward, he started to unbutton her shirt. He had already pulled it out of her pants. The Shadow Reapers members were watching in anticipation. Suddenly they all heard, bam, bam, bam. Several gunshots rang out. Everyone was startled as they looked around in horror. The men holding Jeff fell to the ground. Alvin looked over and saw that blood was flowing out of small holes in each of their foreheads.
boss,
Shouted one of his subordinates in terror. Another asked,
what should we do? They have guns.
Cried another, seeing the dead men lying on the ground. The rest of the Shadow Reapers members were appalled. They were all looking around hysterically, some with trembling legs, all of them afraid that a bullet would flout and kill them. Boom! Boom! The glass above the restaurant shattered, and 8 black shadows jumped down through it.
You bastards, don't you dare kill my men.
Alvin shouted.
Shadow Reapers, kill these bastards. $50,000 for whoever kills them?
The moment they landed on the ground, the intruders took out another 4 or 5 of Alvin's men. To Alvin, they looked like ferocious tigers charging into a field of sheep. His men were simply no match for them. They were screaming, miserable, and running frantically to the exits, trying to escape. Most were colliding with doors and tables, and some even flew into the walls. Less than 2 minutes later, only 20 of the 150 gang members were still standing. These individuals weren't particularly good fighters. They had just managed to stay out of the way so far.
No.
Cried Alvin. He couldn't believe what he was watching. Shadow Reapers had won numerous blood battles against other gangs and had always come out on top. They were by far the strongest gang in New York, but they'd been defeated by just 8 people. He needed to know who these people were. He realized that the intruders were there to save Jeff, so he just decided that he could use him as a shield to ensure his safety. But before he could even get close to him, one of the intruders attacked him.
Ah.
He screamed miserably. Both of his arms had been dislocated in a very short period. All of the 150 gang members were lying on the ground. 8 tall young men were now standing in front of Jeff, bowing their heads in apology. One said,
We're sorry we got here so late. Jeff, please forgive us.
They were from the Florento family security team, Squad 3. This was the squad that had destroyed the Dragon Gang Society. Before coming to the Shadow Reapers headquarters, Jeff had taken the precaution of summoning the security team. When he called them, he found out that Squad 3 was already close by. Fortunately, they had arrived just in time.
No problem.
Jeff said calmly. He didn't care at all about the late arrival of the security team. He was completely focused on Alvin, who was groaning in pain on the ground. Jeff moved the security team members out of his way and walked over to him. When he saw Jeff approaching him, Alvin stopped screaming. His expression became one of terror. He was sure that he was going to kill him.
I was wrong. I'm sorry. I was wrong. You can take her with her. You have her. Please let me go.
Alvin started shuffling back slowly.
I told you to release Ariel. Did you not hear me?
Jeff bit his lips and said,
Remember what you said to me. Now, maybe it's you who should be crawling on the floor like a dog.
Yes, I was wrong. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I should learn to bark like a dog. I'll learn now.
Alvin's arms could no longer move. Kneeling on the ground, he barked twice.
Was that good enough? If not, I'll try again. Woof, woof, woof.
How easy life would be if apologies meant anything.
Jeff said. With a sneer, he picked up a chair and smashed it on Alvin's head. Alvin now lay simply on the ground. His head was bleeding and his mouth was gaping open like a dead fish. He whimpered,
Spare me. Please spare my life. I just want to live. I don't want to die. Give me a chance.
Give me your gun.
Jeff stretched out his hand, and a member of Squad 3 handed him a pistol. He pointed the muzzle of the gun at Alvin.
I beg of you, don't kill me. I don't want to die.
Alvin cried in anguish. Jeff's response was to fire a bullet into his head. A black hole appeared on the gang leader's forehead. Blood flowed out as his life drained away.
I warned you before, so you only have yourself to blame. You should have listened to my advice.
Jeff muttered and handed back the pistol. Watching him kill their leaders so brazenly shocked the rest of the Shadow Reapers gang members.
Take Mr. Sanchez to the hospital now.
Jeff instructed Kyle's men who helped him out.
Jeff, what should we do with these people?
The Squad 3 leader asked.
Destroy the Shadow Reapers, but you can let the men stay in New York, as long as they don't do anything out of line.
Jeff thought of Ariel's man. If they were to annihilate the Shadow Reapers as they had the Dragon Gang Society, it would cause more problems. Jeff's instructions to the security team were that they should closely monitor New York's underworld. They should allow the kings to continue, but they must act within the law.
I'm so sorry.
Jeff said as he walked to Ariel's side. He felt terrible about what Alvin's had done to her. She had relaxed and was grateful to him for saving her from the gang leader. She lowered her head and smiled shyly, saying,
I never imagined that you have so much power. Even Kyle Sanchez works for you. I thought you were just a university student.
Ariel, it was me who cleared out the Dragon Gang Society.
Jeff wanted to explain to her that it was his fault, that her man had left, but that he had been trying to do something good.
I know. It's okay.
She had blamed the man who had destroyed the Dragon Gang Society for driving her boyfriend away. But now she knew that it was Jeff. She didn't feel angry anymore. She trusted him and was certain that he had acted with the best intentions. Finally, Jeff asked the security team to take care of everything and he left the restaurant. With Ariel and Haley, he took a cab to the Secret Garden guest house. He had planned to stay there that night. The next day, Jeff went to the hospital to check on Kyle. Fortunately, his injuries weren't serious, and he only had to stay there for a few days to recuperate. Even though Royben and John were also in the same hospital, Joyce and Violet were with them, so Jeff didn't need to stay. As for Ariel and her daughter, he paid for them to stay at the Secret Garden guest house for the time being. They had no desire to go back to their home. He bought a live chicken and returned to his villa to give it to Grandma before returning to school. On his way to the campus, he received a call from Susan, who said,
Jeff, thank you for shopping with us last week. Rose and I would love to treat you to a drink at the Angel Bar tonight. Are you free?